Good morning everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I've decided to show you all a breakfast recipe that I'm going to prepare for my family right now using very simple ingredients that you will be able to find in your kitchen. So this is going to be my Roti Goreng, which means stir fry bread, and the main ingredient of course is bread. So as you can see, I've taken this is like around 6 to 7 pieces of wholemeal bread, which I've actually broken it up into pieces like this. Alright, and then I've taken 5 eggs, and you will need 1 big onion, which I've also minced it up like this. You will need a little bit of butter, and for seasoning I've taken some thick soya sauce as well. So let's get started and I'll show you how to create this very simple recipe for your family. Okay, so the first step is to actually prepare the bread before we actually stir fry it. So what I'm going to add a little bit of water to it, alright, and then what we are going to do, we are going to squash it up. Okay, we're going to squash the bread up like this, as you can see. So this will allow it to be moist and not dry up by the time we actually prepare the meal. This will allow the bread to remain soft when we eat also, otherwise it's going to be too dry. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so we'll just leave this as it is. Next, we're going to prepare the eggs. Okay, so for the eggs, the first thing I'm going to add is half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. And I've also added a teaspoon of chili powder, followed by I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper as well. Okay, so as you can see, I've also added half a teaspoon of black pepper. And now I'm going to add in the required amount of salt. If it's not enough, later you can season it at the end of the dish as well. And now we are going to beat the eggs. Beat it until all the spices have been incorporated well with the eggs. Okay, so I've beaten the eggs already, and this is good enough. And I've also prepared my wok and added in a little bit of oil. So once the oil gets heated up, I'm going to throw in the butter as well. Okay, now in goes the butter. Okay, so now that the butter is almost melted, I'm adding in the onions. And we're going to fry the onions until it becomes translucent and slightly golden brown. Okay, so this took around 5 minutes. This is what we would like it to look like. As you can see, slightly golden brown. Now we are going to throw in the eggs. So in goes the eggs. And then we're going to cook this. And occasionally we are going to keep mixing it also. So once the cook is like half set, then we will throw in the bread. So it's actually a very simple breakfast dish to be prepared. You can also have it for supper also. But this is what my grandmother used to do when I was young. Most of the mornings we used to have this. Yeah, so it's one of my favorite meals to prepare for my children as well. And it's pretty easy to do it as you can see. Okay, so as you can see, the eggs is Okay, so now we're going to add in the bread. And it has to get incorporated well with the egg mixture. So you have to really break up the bread pieces, as you can see what I'm doing basically. Yeah, so it takes a little bit of effort, but you have to make sure that it gets incorporated well. Okay, now finally we're just going to drizzle a little bit of the soya sauce, and then we're going to mix this all inside. So you can see the color changes due to the soya sauce. Okay, so as you can see friends, my roti goreng is prepared. So do give this recipe in your homes and leave me a comments on how it turned out. And if you actually enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up as well. Thank you and have a great Sunday. Goodbye.